Hi guys, my name is Joe Gannon and welcome to my YouTube channel where I help you to maximize your LinkedIn content and to use LinkedIn to your advantage. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to network on LinkedIn to pull in opportunities for yourself. I like to call the content of this video LinkedIn growth tips because you're going to be pulling in opportunities, things like reaching out to get work experience, collaborating with your favorite creators, and also from my own personal experience, my last full-time job was actually gained from LinkedIn. So if you haven't guessed already from looking at my YouTube channel, LinkedIn is my favorite social media platform. It has a really positive and supportive community compared to other social media platforms. It's full of professionals, people far into their career, but also recent graduates and people looking for career changes. Every single person on LinkedIn is on there to grow and to upskill themselves. So if you're interested in personal development, productivity, or improving yourself in your personal life and also in your work life, I think being more active and visible on LinkedIn is a great idea for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the many ways you can use LinkedIn to network. And I don't just mean networking in the traditional sense of going to some stuffy room with people you don't even know and standing there awkwardly. Networking is essentially getting to know new people. And with LinkedIn, you can really build meaningful relationships because we're just one message away from business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. Like a fly on the wall, you can see their content and hear their ideas and even reach out to them really easily on LinkedIn to ask them questions. There's a great saying that you're a result of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Proximity is power. You do not have to physically be around people. Instead, on platforms like LinkedIn, you can spend time with thought leaders, business owners, and get to know them over the platform. You can jump on video calls, and of course, you can meet up with them in person. When you start to surround yourself with motivated, determined, and ambitious individuals, you start to see that reflect on yourself. You are literally one message away from landing a dream job or from talking to someone who really inspires you. Put yourself out there to be found. By engaging with people and being active on LinkedIn, whether that's creating content like I learn how to do my free crash course, or just spending more time each week on a more positive social media platform, your time spent on LinkedIn will be fruitful and you'll learn from other people. When I first came across LinkedIn a couple of years ago, I literally could not believe the opportunity that we have. You can literally send a direct message to anyone and add a personalized note. This gives you a small amount of characters, which if you can impress someone and you can learn that skill, which you can build over time, you can get a reply from literally anyone on LinkedIn. You can talk to C-suite executives, you can talk to founders of your favorite company, your favorite influencers, thought leaders, business owners, anything is possible. I've done it for myself and now I want to really encourage more people to do it. To learn more about the details of the people that I've reached out to and the sort of things that I've been able to do, I post a weekly newsletter and you can get an email from me every Sunday, including my thoughts of the week, articles and content I would recommend, and I also give you an exclusive LinkedIn content tip. Sign up to my newsletter, the link to that will be in my description box below. This year, I reached out to the head of social media at Gymshark. He invited me to go down to the HQ. Unfortunately, the coronavirus happened and it's been delayed, but that just shows you can learn from high flyers in your industry. So obviously, sending connection requests on LinkedIn is a really powerful feature, but don't just go in cold. I would highly recommend that you guys do not automate sending direct messages. As you probably have received, it's very easy to spot when a connection request is automated. With every connection request, send a personalized note and take the time to personalize this to really increase your chances of being accepted into someone's network. If they accept you, they've seen your name, they've seen your profile, and they've seen your headline. This means that when you then go to message them, the chances of them replying is more likely. That in comparison to just cold emailing someone, where you might email them and they haven't seen a picture of you, they know nothing about you. If you've optimized your profile, your photo, and your headline, your chances of getting a reply will greatly increase. So before you send out a connection request, it's really important to get to know the person that you're reaching out to. This will greatly increase your chances of replying. In my opinion, if you spend a couple of minutes to go in cold and send a message, I would always ask yourself, do you deserve a reply to your message? And this obviously applies outside of LinkedIn and to email marketing as well. Most of the time, if we're honest, we're reaching out to people because we want something. If you send someone a message and you're only talking about you and what you want, are they going to reply? We've all had this before and been put off by people. So really consider what sort of messages do you reply to? What sort of messages do you take the time out of your day to reply to? Make it as easy as possible for someone to reply. You can do this by asking closed questions. So for example, you can send a message, why not watch some of their content first and make notes? This means that when you then jump in to message them, you can link back to content that you've recently seen and show that you're interested and show that this is a personalized message. Also, if you're doing it through LinkedIn and sending a direct message, why not jump into their articles and leave a comment? See this as leaving touch points. If you jump into their most recent content and you like their content and you leave a thoughtful comment, they will see this. So again, they're seeing your profile photo and your name pop up in all these different places before you send a message. This is how you can get past the cold intro and warm someone up to replying to you. In my personal experience recently, I spent 3 hours to send an email to someone. He was an incredibly successful entrepreneur with a huge business and someone I've learned so much from. But the thing is, he doesn't know me. So over email, I was going in cold and I knew I had one opportunity to impress them. I'm not saying you have to spend 3 hours, but I did everything I could to get success. This person liked to use Medium. They'd actually written a story, which they're really proud of, a short story on Medium. So what I did is I read that article, and then in my email, in the first line of the email, I mentioned the character of their story. I knew that this email was more likely to have a higher success rate because it was clearly personalized, and this person would appreciate that I had taken the time. So on LinkedIn, engage with someone's content, and when you go to message them, make sure you make your message about them. Who doesn't like a compliment? Try to talk more about them than yourself, and do not ask in the first message. A great book to read is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book really teaches you about people, and of course, we spend our whole life around other people, and it's essential knowledge. This book really showed me the importance of being sincere. If you're messaging someone, if you're complimenting them, it has to come from a genuine place. If you're saying that you enjoy the content, you really have to mean it, because otherwise it does come across that you're being fake. So it actually works into your favor when you consume someone's content and you get lost in their content and the lingo of how they say things, and then naturally when you go to message them, you'll be able to be more concise and start to say things in their terms. Do you reply yourself to messages and emails which are paragraphs and paragraphs long? We all only have limited energy, and chances are the person that you're reaching out to is very busy, which is probably why you're reaching out to them in the first place, because they're successful. You have to respect their time. Never ask someone a question which you can simply Google, and make sure your messages are concise. Write your message, read it out loud, and read it back to yourself. Would you reply to this message? Now, if you're reaching out to someone because you're interested in working for them or to show them what you can do, it's far more impressive to take the initiative to go ahead and do something for someone, to provide them value and then message them to show them, than it is to message them cold and ask for permission to do so. Let's say you're a graphic designer and you design logos, and you want to design a logo for a business. A good strategy would be to go onto LinkedIn to find the business owner of the company by typing in director and the company's name, or going onto the company's website, finding the right person to talk to and search them on LinkedIn. Hi, I'm a junior graphic designer. I'm looking to get experience. Can I design you a logo? Now, for smaller companies and people who don't really get many messages, this might be sufficient. However, if this person's in demand and they're busy and you know they're busy, why not go and do the work for them? It's far more impressive and you save them a ton of time and really get off on the right foot if you've gone ahead and done the work for them already. You're much more likely to be offered their time or to get the result you desire if you can show them your results. Because if they never reply to you, you'll never see the fruits of your labor or to see where that opportunity could have gone. I also now help clients with their content marketing. I work with thought leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs. I work with people who have large, engaged audiences, and it's really been an eye-opener. These people get so many messages, and for all of us, our default approach of sending a direct message is usually flawed. We then usually spend 1 to 2 paragraphs talking about ourselves before then bombarding them with information they didn't even ask for because they don't know us, talking about why we want this outcome. And to tell you the truth, these messages never get opened. These people do not have the energy to reply to every message. As much as they'd like to, they simply can't get back to everyone. So it's true that you have to deserve a reply. Also, enthusiasm really is a superpower. If you come across enthusiastic and that you want to talk to this person, it's very hard for them not to reply, even if they're not interested in what you're talking about. Reaching out to people can also be called outreach. And I do think it's essential as a content creator on LinkedIn or as a business owner using LinkedIn for content marketing to include proactive outreach in your content strategy. You can't just create content and hope that all the opportunities are going to come to you. You have to start to plant seeds and build meaningful relationships. If you're literally machine gunning out 100 direct messages which you've just copy and pasted, the chance of this being a success can be really low. So we've spoken in depth about outreach and reaching out to people. Now I want to talk more about content marketing. Content marketing is a long-term play. It's educating an audience and providing value to them over time, where if you offer a product or service, when they're in a position to buy, you'll be the first person that comes to mind, from consistently showing up in their feeds and from creating content that they regularly engage with. From showing up consistently and focusing on value, you can really build a personal brand, which essentially means you can define the narrative that people think of you. On LinkedIn, from showing up consistently, you can become a thought leader in your industry. You can be seen every day providing value to your audience, and over time this can really have a strong impact and build a strong reputation for yourself in your industry. As well as having proactive outreach in your content strategy, you also need to have an engagement plan. So many people ask me, how can I increase my engagement on LinkedIn? And my answer to that is to simply engage more. You need to be a good LinkedIn citizen, which basically means you need to become a part of the community on LinkedIn. You need to provide value to people in your content. You need to take the time to build meaningful relationships. Don't just log onto LinkedIn, post your content and run, hoping that everyone will swarm into your content and tell you how good it is. You have to take time on other people's content too. If you're helping other people on the platform, you're providing your insights to the comments of their posts, you're encouraging people when you see them put themselves out there, you're reaching out to people over direct message to tell them that you love their content. This all really helps you to know more people and to increase your engagement. Chances are, if you spend just 15 minutes each day commenting and supporting other people, more and more people will start to do this on your content as well. And as we said throughout this video, you never know what opportunities you can pull in for yourself. To build meaningful relationships, it really is one of the best parts of LinkedIn. Lastly, on this video about how to network on LinkedIn, I want to talk about the debate of quality versus quantity opportunity when it comes to your network. Who should you let into your network? Personally, I've always said to protect your audience, so essentially to protect your connections. I think it's really important to remember you need an audience of the right people. There's no point just adding people for the sake of it. It really doesn't get you anywhere. An engaged audience is so powerful, and it's the most important thing to build up from your content marketing efforts. Quality will always prevail over quantity. If you're a business owner creating content on behalf of your business, you want to ensure that you've got people in your audience who you know that you can help, because then when you show up and create high quality content that helps them, you can turn strangers into prospects, into future clients. Additionally, if you're a content creator, you really need to identify who is your target audience and get more of those people into your network. As I said earlier, it's essential to add a personalized note to your connection requests. And if someone hasn't done that for you, take the initiative and message them. Introduce yourself, mention something that you saw on their profile which you liked, and start that relationship. This is how you really build a meaningful and engaged audience over time on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching this video on how to network on LinkedIn to create opportunities for yourself. We've spoken about direct messages and how we should go about that. We've spoken about outreach and about engagement and how you should focus on quality connections over quantity. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and share it to anyone who you know might value from the content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in another video.